Alright, let's talk about something that's been buzzing in the sports world lately, Mike Tomlin's big move to NBC. But here's the thing, this isn't just another coaching transition. It's a shift that feels like it's loaded with potential, and personally, I think it's one of the most intriguing career pivots we've seen in a while. So, let's break it down. First off, the hook, Mike Tomlin, the guy who's been synonymous with the Pittsburgh Steelers for nearly 2 decades, is now stepping into the broadcast booth. And not just any booth, he's joining NBC Sports, one of the biggest players in the game. What makes this really interesting is the timing. After 19 years as the Steelers head coach, with a Super Bowl win under his belt and a legacy that's hard to ignore, he's choosing to leave the sidelines for the studio. Why now? And more importantly, what does this say about where he sees his future? From my perspective, Tomlin's move isn't just about changing jobs, it's about redefining his role in the NFL. Think about it, he's been a coach for almost 2 decades, but the Steelers haven't won a playoff game since 2016. That's a long drought for someone of his caliber. So, when he and the Steelers parted ways after the 2025 season, it felt like a natural breaking point. But instead of jumping to another coaching gig, he's stepping into a completely different arena. What this really suggests is that Tomlin sees broadcasting as more than just a fallback, he sees it as a platform. One thing that immediately stands out is his debut comment about going undefeated in this new role. That's classic Tomlin, confident, bold, and a little bit provocative. But if you take a step back and think about it, it's also a clever way to set expectations. Broadcasting is a different game, and he's essentially saying he's here to win, not just participate. What many people don't realize is that this kind of mindset could completely change how we perceive former coaches in the booth. Instead of just analyzing plays, he's bringing that competitive edge, and that's something I'm really excited to see. Now, let's talk about his interview with Bryce Young ahead of the Panthers Cardinals Hall of Fame game. This wasn't just a routine segment, it was a moment that showcased Tomlin's ability to connect with players on a deeper level. As a coach, he was known for his leadership and his ability to motivate. But as a broadcaster, he's now using those same skills to draw out insights from players. Personally, I think this is where he's going to shine. His experience as a coach gives him a unique perspective that most analysts just don't have. He's not just asking questions, he's tapping into the mindset of the players, and that's invaluable. But here's the bigger question, what does Tomlin's move mean for the future of sports broadcasting? In my opinion, it's part of a larger trend we're seeing where former coaches and players are becoming more than just commentators, they're becoming storytellers. They're bringing their on-field experience to the booth, and it's making the analysis richer, more nuanced, and frankly, more entertaining. Tomlin's debut isn't just about him, it's about the evolution of how we consume sports content. A detail I find fascinating is how quickly NBC scooped him up after his exit from the Steelers. This wasn't a long, drawn-out process, it was almost immediate. That tells me that NBC sees something special in Tomlin, something beyond just his resume. They see him as a personality, as someone who can bring a new energy to their broadcasts. And honestly, I think they're right. His charisma, combined with his football IQ, makes him a perfect fit for this role. So, as we watch Tomlin's journey unfold, I can't help but wonder, is this the start of a new chapter for him, or just the beginning of something even bigger? From my perspective, this move feels like the start of a reinvention, a chance for him to redefine what it means to be a sports analyst. And if his debut is any indication, he's off to a strong start. What this really suggests is that Tomlin isn't just leaving coaching behind, he's bringing the best parts of it with him, and that's what makes this transition so compelling. This raises a deeper question, though, how will his coaching legacy influence his broadcasting career? Will he be the guy who's always compared to his past, or will he carve out a completely new identity? Personally, I think it's the latter. Tomlin has always been someone who thrives on challenges, and this is just the latest one. So, as we tune into Football Night in America, let's not just watch him, let's pay attention to how he's reshaping the game, one commentary at a time. Because if there's one thing I've learned about Mike Tomlin, it's that he's never just playing the game, he's changing it.